Are you ready to listen to a podcast?
Here comes the Playhouse Podcast, thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices.
Find, subscribe, and listen.
The other day, I was introduced to a man named Clem. I was just standing in line, making a small purchase. The guy in front of me wanted to sign up for the credit card at this business. The lady behind the counter said, "What's your name, sir?" He goes, "Clem." And I was like, Clem?
Clear some of that Clem from your
It's just
throat.
like, that's a long lost name.
There are a lot of texts here. Braddock is one.
Braddock?
Yeah. And then Henrietta. That is cute. That's a cute one.
So old school. I would name my cat that.
My neighbor's name is Crescents. My aunt's name is Tootie.
Tootie? That can't be a real name.
Mildred Fran wasn't her real name, was it?
No, my grandma Fran, her real name was Margaret.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't know it until she was into her 80s that wasn't her real name.
Oh, here's one. Orlo. Or what about Alquin? I talk about this guy, Alquin, that I used to take care of at a senior residence home. And he was so sweet. Alquin. And I'd have to go in and administer blood thinners and get his compression socks on. And he was such a sweet old man.
Sonny, give me a name that nobody names their kids anymore.
My sister and I both have names. I don't know if you've ever known, but my...
Oh, you're breaking up really, really bad. I'm sorry. So, what's your sister's name if it's unique?
Alexa Bay.
Oh,
Alexa Bay.
Spell that.
Alexabae.
Oh, and is it all one word? There's no hyphen or anything? Alexa Bay.
No. Yep. And then my original name, or like name is Sunsony, not Sunny.
Do any of these have like an ethnic origin? I mean, does it mean anything?
Mine is a name in a song in my dad's native language, which is Laotian.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then my dad's mom, her name was Bay. So my sister's name was actually supposed to be Alexa, and then her middle name was supposed to be Bay Ann. But my great-grandma messed it up and wrote Alexa Bay.
Oh.
And
So-
Ann is her middle name.
She was Bay before Bay was cool.
Yeah, very true.
Very cool. I like it. Hey, good stuff. Thanks, Sonny. Have a great morning.
Yeah, you too.
I want to bring you guys behind the scenes here real quick with the lady that we have on line 3, because I just answered and I said, "Hey, are you calling about the unique names and the kids don't name anybody anymore?" And she goes, "Well, yeah, but the last time I was on with you guys, you struggled with my name so bad, I figure I'd call again." So can you tell us what did we do to screw up your name the first time?
It's a name that everybody does. This is the one thing I always remember was growing up in school, the first day of class, that teacher got that look of how the heck do I pronounce this?
Okay.
So what is it?
It's Chasma is my legal name.
Okay.
Chasma. It sounds
Now,
like something
my
you'd
sister
catch from
also-
a girl named Ashley.
And then my sister also has an unusual name. Her name is Aja, and it's Aja.
Aja
Wait,
and
is
Chasma.
that a Steely Dan song? Is that where that comes from?
No, my mom just wanted her girls to have unusual names.
Okay. No method to the
And then
madness.
I have 2 brothers. Yep. My
And-
2 brothers are Nathan and Paul.
Oh, normal.
They're lame.
Yeah.
Aja.
But no, me and my sister both have unusual names.
Do you
Okay.
get something to get, like, you got a great middle name to go with that to really throw it off the pace, or is your middle name like Mary or something?
No. Well, mine's Lee, but it's L-E.
L-E, so, okay.
Law?
Lay. Chasma
No,
Lay.
L-E-E.
Oh,
Oh.
L-E-E.
Chasma Lee.
Gotcha.
Right. Well, we won't
You
forget
sound like
again.
a good time, Chasma Lee.
We won't mess it up again, Chasma. Next time you call, and hopefully it's sooner rather than later, we'll get it right.
And your sister, when we dump our hot beef sandwich
What?
in... Stop.
Okay, we got to bail on this.
Didn't that remind you of Anjou a little bit? No? Forget it. That was the wrong way. Thanks, Chasma. Have a good morning.
I think we've talked, like when we did our wedding week theme this summer, we talked about, did you ever have a themed wedding? I've never been invited to one until a few weeks ago. Got invited to a December 3rd wedding for a friend who's doing a black and gold theme. So
Classy.
you can't stray from that. The venue is going to be beautiful, kind of like a, winter wonderland, very romantic. adults only. I'm loving that
Adults
vibe.
only.
Yeah. So they came out with the top themed weddings that people have put on or attended. A lot of fantasy weddings. So like Lord of the Rings, Twilight, Alice in Wonderland.
Hey,
So
let
that's
me
more
ask
of
you
a
this.
birthday to me.
If you got invited to an Alice in Wonderland wedding, would that stop you from going if you knew you had to dress up like the Mad Hatter or something like that?
I don't know if I would love that.
I would
you know
probably
who I'm
skip that
married
wedding.
to, though? Derek would just love that.
I'm sure he would go off.
Yeah, a Star Trek wedding was also part of the fantasy umbrella. Music, so like a rock and roll wedding. Maybe that screams Vegas to me.
Well, or maybe you get to dress up like your favorite artist. You could, put on a white T-shirt and have the bandana hanging out of your pocket. You could be Bruce Springsteen at somebody's wedding.
Action hero was another one, 80s era medieval, but Disney reigns supreme. It reminds me of that girl in Bridesmaids where she's like, "You smell like cotton candy." And it's like, try a 7 and 7. It's sweet. You'll like it. So I was wondering if you and Trish could get married again, what theme would you do?
I'm a baseball junkie. I would do a baseball theme where everybody's got to bring a glove.
Okay.
Yeah, right?
All right.
And instead of a bouquet, I would have make it be like a bouquet of baseballs.
Okay.
And so she'd throw the
Ouch.
bouquet and say, no, they would be like fluffy balls, like Incrediballs or something like that. But everybody would have to wear a uniform. You'd have to wear the pants and a jersey, or at least a jersey, right?
Yeah.
At least a baseball jersey. Even if you've got just, an old Babe Ruth jersey or something like that.
Okay.
You'd have to wear a jersey, and I think Trish and I would both have to dress up in like full-on Cubs game gear.
Yeah.
Minus the cleats, probably just turf shoes.
Okay.
But for sure, eye black. For sure, baseball caps.
And instead of passing hors d'oeuvres, would you have that guy that's like, "Get your hot dog"?
Yes, I would have a peanut vendor.
Yeah,
yes,
that'd be
yes,
cute.
yeah, and for sure, overpriced beer.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And instead of the traditional Canon and D as she walked down the aisle, it would be "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Yeah.
I think a baseball theme would be kind of fun.
Okay.
You'd go
Would
to that.
you do the national anthem?
Yeah.
Before?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Please, everybody, rise and take off your caps.
Yeah.
I think that would be great.
That'd be kind of cute.
That would
if
be
you're
awesome.
both baseball fans and you're both on
You'd
board.
have to do it at a baseball field, too.
Yeah.
You'd have to, unfortunately. Now, if you're a place like a church that has a field nearby,
Yeah.
we could do that. But I'm thinking the priest or the minister would have to be dressed like an umpire.
Okay.
I kind of thought this through.
I
think
do.
it'd be great. I think that would be some fanfare in the background. Hey!
Life's too short. You should make that happen for yourself. You
That
guys
would
are.
be kind of a fun. I think
When's
we're gonna,
25?
25 would be in 24.
Okay.
So it's right around the corner.
Yeah.
So if we can get over the cancer and broken neck stuff that's going on in my family
Yeah.
right now, that might be a great idea.
You guys have gone through the epitome of what vows are, for sickness and in health. For as long as you both shall live. I'll get dressed up for that.
Amy, I want to bring you on the show real quick because you were at, is this right, a Star Wars wedding?
Actually, in January, I did. My sister-in-law got married, and Princess Leia did the ceremony, and Darth Vader was the facilitator or dude that stood beside her.
Right.
And I have pictures on Facebook to prove it.
Nice.
I was laughing hysterically because I thought it was funny, and then their wedding vows even sounded almost like a Dr. Seuss book.
Oh, my
It was
God.
amusing, to say the least.
That is funny. So my brother and my new sister-in-law, when they got married, they're like, they love binging shows. Like, that's their thing. Couples like to watch shows together. So
They included it in their
they
ceremony.
worked in, I'm not a Game of Thrones watcher, but they had just like so-and-so and so-and-so and David and whatever from Schitt's Creek and like all these love matches from Netflix. I thought it was so funny.
They wrote their own vows and then put in all the shows that
Yes.
they had binged.
Yeah. If I were to theme out my wedding, I'm a huge fan of Canadian tuxedos. I would do a denim and denim theme. You could only wear denim, and we'd have it would be a beautiful, country chic, trashy wedding. White festoon lights. I would love a huge glass wop. You know how they're normally in bathtubs?
Stop this.
But I would love just the fruit and the vodka and just people getting so drunk and having a good time. That would be my theme.
Kathy's on line 3, and she says her cousin had the ultimate theme wedding. I want to hear about this, and yours too. I was thinking about this, and now I think that I think I'd probably be more inclined to go to a themed wedding. If you say, here's what I don't want to do, though. I don't think it's not in it. I'm not dogging you if this is your style, but if it's the camouflage one, I just don't do that well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it's hey, me and my bird dog are going to be on the back of the truck as the old lady comes in on the four-wheeler, like that just ain't me, man. And that might be great for you, but, and I think it's because I have a bad taste in my mouth. When I did country radio once, all the people at the radio station got invited to a listener's wedding, and it was a BYOL.
Yeah.
It was the bring your own lawn chair. And I did it just because the rest of the people at the station were going. And I was really, really convinced that they were brother and sister.
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to stereotype country music listeners because I know stop it. It's
Duluth. What are you going to do?
But there was some heavy undertone of brother and sister going on. And I was just didn't know if I was too into it, a little bit scared. Yeah. But what's the theme? These are hot theme weddings, like if people want to do the Disney one.
Yeah, or 80s era, medieval. Those are all the top ones. But fantasy, I guess, was one of the biggest ones with Lord of the Rings and Twilight. I would have to, really know about that. I don't want to see, Velcro showing. You know, if you go to Party City and get your costume and stuff like that, that just cheapens your wedding. So I love the one I'm invited to. I'm very excited to wear a beautiful gold dress. And I think it's going to be amazing.
The theme is just black and gold. That's just like you're choosing colors, right? That's not a theme.
Well, I mean, it is a theme because that's all you're going to see.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
What would you be for Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
I would be Cameron. I would wear the
jersey,
the red jersey, the Red Wings jersey, and I would just be sick and complaining all the time.
Oh, so you'd have to pick something that's like a cult classic.
You'd have to stick to your character. You'd have to stay in character the whole time.
Yeah.
I think that would be all right. So, theme weddings. Now, I wanted to get to yours because we're talking cousins here, right?
My cousin,
okay.
Last Halloween, she got married on Halloween night, and she wore a black wedding dress, and the tables had, Halloween skulls and, cool. It was awesome. It was purple and orange colors.
Okay.
And there was, bats hanging from the chandeliers, and there was a haunted house. And it was awesome.
See, now, hold on one second. That would be cool. If you knew it was going to be on Halloween and you and your husband could go and you could dress up as whatever you wanted to be for Halloween.
That would be fun, a costume party. But I stand firm that if you get married on a holiday, you're a big jerk. I think it's very weird. We had a coworker get married on New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve is not a night to monopolize somebody's time. That is a holiday for everybody, not just your wedding. I think it's weird.
Jessica texted in, they did a Nordic theme wedding. Now, that would be kind of fun, right?
What is that?
Well, I'm guessing just everybody's got to wear, I imagine everybody in white especially, and then ladies get to wear those white Russian mink hats.
Could I wear my blonde wig?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Nordic themed.
Any excuse to wear that, baby. Nordic themed
outside
wedding.
the bedroom. That got uncomfortable.
That did.
Radio Paparazzi.
Earlier this month, Anne Heche did an interview with the Behind the Velvet Rope podcast, and they were talking about who could portray her in a movie about her life.
Miley Cyrus or Kristen Bell. And I do want to do my movie. And I think about those stories and the journey that I've gone through when you think of the rock stars. For me, and of course, Miley is a rock star.
I like Miley Cyrus in this role.
Yeah, that'd be a good choice. I think Kristen Bell's a little bit too wholesome for it, but it's weird to hear now from kind of beyond the grave almost of who she wants to play her. Let's see if she'll do it. Dua Lipa, she had everybody going crazy yesterday. She posted a video of herself eating her favorite summertime snack, which is watermelon. You're like, big whoop. But on top of it, sprinkled red pepper flakes, like what you'd put on your pizza at Pizza Hut. I'm like, I don't know. One, I hate watermelon. It's so pointless.
Why?
Dumb.
Watermelon
gross.
That's one of the Jesus endorsed foods.
Really?
Yeah, it's in the Bible.
Watermelon. He talks about it in the Bible.
He does.
Did he write the Bible?
No,
All right.
Jesus didn't write the Bible.
God. Serena Williams talked about mental fitness, and she was on it before everybody else.
Mental fitness for me is just really learning to shut down. I did this years ago before mental health was like a topic among everyone's mind. I have serious boundaries, and I don't let anyone cross those boundaries with time, because for me it's so important to make sure every day I have a period of at least prioritizing what I need to do. And then when I'm turned off, I'm turned off. y'all.
She's always seemed like she's been really well centered. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the stuff doesn't get to her.
I think you have to be when you have such a crazy life like that. But that's what I'm trying to do for myself. Look at this planner. How crazy does this look?
You're the only human I know that has a paper planner.
I love it. It keeps me going. But if I have one square that's empty, has no writing in it, I have such anxiety.
Oh, that's not.
And I have
that's
to
not mommy
fill it.
drinks alone day.
No, it's not. It could be, I guess. But like I get like on the 30th, I have nothing. I got to figure it out. I got to put something there. It's weird. So try to schedule out that time so you can just
what helps?
relax. What?
Break your neck. And then you got stuff to do all the time.
Oh, my God. You make everything about you. Oh. And another person asked me last night, when is he going to give up the shtick again? I said, what did you do in your life that nobody believes you? That you broke your neck?
Trust me, I wish this was a crappy joke. I really wish it was.
Oh, my gosh. I'll have to hear about it for so many more weeks. Pfizer, they had this go-to antiviral drug that people were treating COVID with. And if you had Paxlovid at all administered to you, maybe you noticed that nasty taste in your mouth.
Like many medications, we observed rare hypersensitivity reactions in the trial. Other side effects seen in the trial, and these are quite common with this protease inhibitor class. There are metallic taste on the tongue, as well as diarrhea and loose stools, and you should warn your patients about that.
Oh, yeah, the loose stool one. You warn them up. Listen, I can handle the metallic taste.
Yeah.
But hey, if it's going to hit me while I'm on the freeway kind of situation, I'd like to know that ahead of time.
Have you ever watched TV and a commercial comes on for maybe something that you're dealing with? Like, let's say like
too many meetings?
Acid reflux.
Oh,
and then they're like, but mind you, this will happen. You'll crap your pants in meetings. You'll pee your pants. Your eyes will cross for life. And it's like, is it worth taking this medication for some relief because of all these side effects?
I actually like metal taste in my mouth, so I'm okay with this.
All right, well, get your Paxlovid on, I guess. All right, so they came out with the secret superpowers of Big Savers, and I like to think of myself as pretty frugal. I haven't bought an item of clothing for myself in a long time, but they have the top 3 ways to save some money. So number 3, cancel subscriptions. Things that you don't need, that you're not using, just kind of think about all of those and how much money you could save. Number 2, dine out with discretion. So don't go all the time. You know who gets most of my money? Like sushi places, because I always think I'm going to be more hungry than I am, and then I get
$40
full.
for the sushi.
Yes,
Yeah.
so I always should just like order half of what I normally order. And then number 1, set online shopping rules. Don't go over. It's fun to fill up that cart, but then go to your cart and then delete things that you really don't need, but you liked when you saw them. Those are the top 3 suggestions to save some money. I do want to make a special phone call.
I got your dad on line 3 right now.
Celebrating. Hey,
Hey,
Dad.
what are you up to?
Hi, I just wanted to call because it is National Baby Boomer Day. So we wanted to say happy Baby Boomer
You're the
Day.
biggest boomer
Baby
we
boomer?
know, Greg.
Well, I'm talking to one of my booms.
Oh.
Boom, boom. And next thing you know, your little girl is here, right?
Gross. Anyway.
You're one of the baby boomer babies.
All right. I did want to ask you, like, what's one thing that you wish, like, was still a thing that was back in the day? You know how you're like, I miss certain things about back in the day.
It was the Jerry and Donnie board and I. And one of our summer vacations.
Yeah.
And we heard there was money to be made down there picking vegetables or some damn thing, loading them.
Okay.
And so we did that. And it was a big mistake. And I talked to Aunt Kathy the other day. She said the island, there's a river that runs through there, Minnesota River or something that runs through there. And she said the island that we slept on, we camped on with no tent. We just had some kind of covering or so.
It sounds like
but that's still it.
Naked and Afraid stuff right there. Like, I can't believe you did that stuff back in the day.
Well, we did it because it was an opportunity to make some money.
Greg, as you look back on a blessed life and all the great things that have come to you as a representative of the baby boomer generation, other than your family, what are you most proud of?
My faith.
Oh,
that's a good answer.
That
I
is
like
a good answer. All right.
Does it bother you to have a daughter with such a foul frickin' mouth, though? I mean, is that just you wake up every morning and go, God, just dear Jesus, bless her with more of a kind mouth and soul?
I don't have a daughter that does that.
Oh, wow.
So,
Well, embrace today. Have a good baby boomer day. And it's also National Black Cat Day. So make sure you don't let one walk in front of you, okay?
I was just out of game fair, and we found that out.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay.
All right, love you.
Good to see you, Greg. See you later, bud.
Love you. God bless your listeners.
I watched the Beatles on Ed Sullivan many years ago. I listened to records, 8 tracks and cassettes. I still buy CDs and I'm not streaming yet. I let my grandkids program the phone. They put Bluetooth in the car. This I was thinking while the light was still blinking on my VCR.
It's been a while since you had a toddler shopping with you. It was probably only 8 years ago. I was just talking about tantrums with somebody else because their kid was just maybe in that zone right now where
I
they
see it
can't handle
happen,
their
and
emotions.
I just laugh. I will publicly,
yeah,
I will clown you so hard if I see you and your toddler having a meltdown in a store. I will be loud and I will go.
I love the moms that just continue to shop and like completely drown it out because
that's their third kid, by the way.
yeah,
that's how
you
that
can't
works.
Feed that. But Samantha had messaged us and she's like, I thought it was really weird what happened to me while we were shopping, and I was approached by somebody. So break it down for us.
Yeah, Sam, tell us the story here quick.
Okay, so the other day I was at Target with my son, who's 3,
Okay.
and he just had this big tantrum. I wouldn't let him get the toy that he just had to have. He has plenty of toys at home, so, you know, he's good in that department.
Sure.
But, yeah, this big tantrum. And, you know, at first I got onto his level, try to calm him down. That wasn't working. So I thought, why not just walk away, see what happens? So I did just that. And he got himself together. He walked right up to me, and he was calm.
So you removed yourself from the situation, and then he worked it out on his own.
Yeah, he didn't want to be alone. So, you know, he got himself together, came to me, and, you know, continued shopping with me.
Okay.
As if nothing happened.
That's so weird. I was just talking to my husband the other day. I'm like, I don't remember our son ever throwing a tantrum for anything. Like, he never, like, you know how they go dead weight? And just like you can't pick them up and they're crying and inconsolable. I don't remember that. So I feel like maybe I'm pretty lucky. But that was and then learned his lesson, huh?
Yep. And then as I was walking around, someone came up to me and said that they couldn't believe that I just left my son crying in the middle of Target. Like, that I didn't get on my hands and knees and practically beg a 3-year-old to, you know, calm down and give in and buy him the toy. So, you know, I'm not that kind of parent. So
You're never going to make everybody happy. I think we're finding out.
Especially someone you don't even know. Like, you have no knowledge of who this person was.
Nope, never met them. No.
Okay. Well,
hang on a quick second. I want to take calls on this. I just don't even know how to handle it because I never did this. If my kids were throwing a fit, that was it, man. And they learned very quickly that they weren't going to get anything. Like, the worse you act, the less you got.
Well,
I was very, very quick to learn.
For this woman to like end up following her around and wanting to run into her again just to give her opinion, I thought was really weird. But
that's an odd.
How do you handle toddler tantrums? And does it work for you? I would love to know.
Man, I would just let him cry it out. I didn't care. My wife was way more like, shh. Just got off the phone with Samantha, and she was talking about the temper tantrum that her son was throwing in Target, and then how other people were reacting to this. First off, this is a watch your bobber situation. Unless you see abuse happening, stay the hell out of everyone else's business, guys.
I agree. Any parent that spanks their kid in public, that is the weirdest
I'll step in there and I'll go, you want to hit somebody bigger?
Yeah.
And I'll be okay with that.
Spanking has always been really weird, a weird concept. I was never spanked. And it's just like, can't you have a conversation with your child?
You never need to hit somebody unless you're defending yourself. That's
Right.
just it. And they're little kids, man.
But yeah, everybody parents in a different way. But I probably would have done the same thing where you hide and you watch and see the reaction. And they don't want that feeling of mom's gone. Where is she? I'm going to stay by her and mind my P's and Q's. I don't mind how Samantha handled that.
Mandy, how's it going?
Good. I'm good.
Good. When was the last
How
time
are
you
you?
found your? I'm great, thanks. When was the last time you found yourself in the tantrum situation?
Oh, my kids are a lot bigger now, but I had a pretty unique way of dealing with my kids in the store. I never dealt with tantrums a whole bunch.
Yeah.
My biggest thing was always like they would want to take stuff off the shelves, like, oh, look at this, or oh, we should buy this. So I always had a few rules in the store. Number one, you can't walk in front of the cart because you don't know where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Number two, you can't walk beside me because the aisles are too small.
Okay.
And you can't pass people. And if you don't keep your hands off the shelves, then you have to put your hand in my back pocket.
Okay.
Oh. And how many kids did you ever have with you at the same time? Like if they all decided they wanted to go back pocket, that would have got uncomfortable?
Well, they would have to line up. So the oldest one
You'd have a
in my
train.
back pocket, and then, yep, exactly.
It's a conga line.
Wow. You know what I would do? I would
Yep.
just lay my like in the wintertime, I'd lay my jacket in the big part of the cart and have Liam lay there and get him a Starbucks like strawberry refresher, and then he'd just like be quiet.
This was Kat. She was like, she would come in here all the time,
No.
and I'd go, hey, what'd you do yesterday? Oh, I had to go to Target. And I'm like, oh yeah, and like, how does your kid behave? Well, I just get him something right away,
Yeah.
and then he's fine.
But-
and I was
Yeah,
like,
no.
wow,
Yeah,
that's
but you have multiple kids, so you can't like wrap your mind around that. If you had just
That's
one
true.
kid, don't you feel like maybe you'd just like shut him up with a refresher? I feel like it.
Well, no,
worked.
because I still have one small child who ends up going to the store with me alone a lot, and we don't do that. If anything, your behavior depends on what you get at the end of the shopping experience.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So, like, if you can behave and you can...
Kat doesn't know what you
help me
mean. She's
to
completely not
live.
understanding
Yeah.
you.
That's all right.
I reward good behavior. I don't prevent bad behavior. You just have to do that on your own.
When you listen to the show, is it
So,
hard
yeah.
for you to not just judge Kat on being a bad mom?
No, what you do is get it right away, and then they stare at it the whole time, and they can't wait to play with it. And then if they act like jerks, then you just take it away.
But then you still get a temper tantrum.
Yeah, but you're at the end of your shopping trip. You just put them in the car and go
Then
home.
you have a crabby kid when you get home.
So what?
Oh,
you
see, no.
Put them down
I'm
for a
not all
nap,
about
and then
that.
you go watch your
Andy, I'm
stories.
with you. She's a horrible mother.
I am not. Whatever.
Oh, I
Thanks.
think everybody has their own style, but yeah, that's what I used to do.
Well, yours is right. Hers is wrong. Thanks, Mandy.
All right. Thanks, man.
Okay, have a good day.
I forgot to tell you what this is, and I'm going to get, my wife's going to yell. But when my older son, Peyton, when he would get to be like 7 or 8, we used to play this game where I'd go, what do you think he's thinking? And so we would talk in a voice like, well, I'll see here when I get home. You know, we would make up these voices based on how people looked about what they were saying, what their internal monologue
That's kinda
was.
funny.
And it got to the point where like it was berating based on
So
the
you
way
were teaching him to make fun of people of how they look.
No, I
and-
would just say, okay, so like he'd be like, I can't wait to get home and maybe call my pretty girlfriend instead of that one. You know what I mean? Like we would do stuff like that. We would do
horrible.
stuff like that, and that's how I would occupy him. Because what would happen is my wife would always have the cart and she'd have a mission, but we would get drug in.
Yeah.
We go, hey, we're just gonna wait in the car, and my wife would go, no. Like, we're not the family where some of us wait in the car for the others, so we'd have to wait, we'd have to go behind her. And Target trips were the worst because she'd go in every aisle, and we still, like, Nolan was really tiny at the time, so she'd touch everything in the baby area.
Yeah.
She's a toucher. She'll go and she'll touch everything, and she'll see if it gets a vibe on
Didn't
her.
you used to teach him to run up to hot chicks and tug on their shirt and say, I'm lost. I'm lost.
No, but
I can't find my dad.
I did. He for a while would say we'd use the joke. You know, what do you like better, tapes or CDs?
Yeah.
And we would go with that one for a while. So I want to break.
Jeremy's a judger, by the way. Wow, Kat is way out there. Sorry, Kat. Well, Jeremy.
You guys, you're not alone. You can judge. You can text in your judgmental text all the time. Now, Christine This was you as a little kid, and you would throw the tantrum, and then what would happen?
A gentleman brought me up to the front counter, and then when my mom came to get me, I said she wasn't my mom.
Oh!
Get a Barbie doll.
I don't know who that lady is. Stranger danger. That's horrible.
Yeah, so they wouldn't give me to my mom. So my mom had to pull out a picture in her purse. She's like, no, this is my daughter. I won't give her a Barbie doll. She's thrown a fit, and she's like, I didn't dare beat your butt right there until we got home because she's like, they watched me go out to the car, put you in, and yeah.
How old were you when you refused to say that it was your mom?
5.
That's a savage move for a 5-year-old, by the way.
Is.
Like, you were light years ahead of the rest of the 5-year-olds that were eating their own boogers at that time.
You were calculating.
Yep, totally.
Oh, and please tell me this is parlayed into a career of some kind of law enforcement.
Nope, I'm in senior resources.
You decided you'd never wanted to deal with kids like you? Is that what the deal was?
Yeah, I was kind of bad. Mm-hmm.
The Playhouse Podcast is made possible thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices. Catch the live show weekdays from 5:30 to 9 on 104.7 KCLD. Now, share this with a friend.